Hi, everyone. This is Casey Cadaver here with the Roxy Horror Casey Show for part of our 31 of 31 Halloween Night movie series brought to you by Cody Leach. Thanks, Cody. This is number, that's embarrassing, 14 of the 31, and I got to watch Planet Terror again. Was kind of looking forward to this one, kind of wasn't sure. I watched this movie when I was very young. I shouldn't say very young, but I watched it when I was younger. And I remember just being very surprised at how gross it was. It might have been my first um, introduction to like big splatter, gross out pustules, um, kind of makeup. I don't think I'd seen that yet personally. I hadn't been exposed to that. I was working my way through movies, and that just came out, and it was a Quentin Tarantino zombie movie, and I was like, yes. Um, yeah, so I think it was my first big introduction to whatever you want to call it, splatterpunk, um, super gore, um, grindhouse style. First and foremost, I have to say I love that grindhouse style. I love that old film look. I love that low budget film look, even though the movie itself was definitely not low budget. Um, that I don't know why I like that aesthetic. And as a kid, I didn't really like old style movies. Like Gone with the Wind was a no go because it looked boring. But I loved Willy Wonka and I loved um, Wizard of Oz. But probably because those are darker, kind of scarier movies. I mean, The Wicked Witch was horrifying. Um, and they make the movie like to try to be scary. And then you got Willy Wonka, who was just a demented creator, just killing off kids. Great stuff. Um, Very different, but yeah, I feel like the Grindhouse era must have been awesome. Just with the crazy low budget action movies popping up out everywhere. So this movie uh, starts out with a pretty gruesome deal gone wrong, where one guy doesn't have the goods and the other guy doesn't like that, and he takes his balls with this big claw fucking thing and then throws them out and kicks them. And he turns around, there's like another guy who's like, "You made bad in our deal," and he's like, "I want your balls." And just like, I love that. Just take it to another level. Like, oh, one deal gone wrong. All right, turn around, like big boss man, like we took his balls. Turn around, like, oh no, no, what's my balls? Um, and then they hold down the guy, and he shoots the gas, and the gas release, and then that's how we're gonna get zombies, and that's how we're gonna get toxic terrors and shit. Um, which I like that. Just start off and give us a minor explanation. Um, and a Bruce Willis cameo, and I love Bruce Willis, especially when he's with Tarantino. This is definitely one of his later roles where he just stares a lot. He just stares, because he's just Bruce Willis, and he doesn't have to do anything because he looks so intense. And you fast forward, you find like a go-go dance club, and then you meet Cherry Darling, and she doesn't want to be a go-go dancer anymore, so she leaves and finds an old boyfriend in a diner, and they reconnect, and and the guy has the best barbecue in Texas, which becomes a running gag, which is always funny. It's like, you guys want to come and get some barbecue? Inviting zombies into his little diner, and barbecue is his answer to everything. I mean, it looked really good. Depending on, even with the low light, looked really good. I'm down with some barbecue. Uh, then you get I think it's Josh Brolin, and the woman who plays his wife, and you get the idea that she isn't too happy and trying to escape him, and he's some kind of high end army doctor. And the relationship is not great. She's trying to get away, and he's not having it. they get a patient in, and the guy's just like, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's fine. Just give me some steroids and I'll leave or whatever." And then his tongue is all just like full of pustules and gross shit, and that's like our first look at like somebody turning who wasn't expected, but he had a bite, and they said this bite. He said he only got like an hour ago, maybe less. And he's like, "Oh, but the bite looks like it's 14 days old. How is that true?" And you're like, "Oh, there's something unnatural about this." And the bite looks really good. And the pustules, oh my god. Josh Brolin like grabs his tongue and like pops one onto his glasses and has slimes down. There's a lot of slime in this movie. So much slime. It's not just blood. It is blood plus pus plus slime. It is just it's a new fluid the humans can conjure up because of the zombie outbreak. And uh so the guy decides to like take his arm off. He's like, "Well, it's gotta go. It's gotta go." And that's when we're introduced to the 1, 2, 3 needles his wife, I guess, specialized or designed herself. One like numbed you for the second one, and then the third one you'll never see her again because you'll be knocked out. Go through the operation, then she's done. Is what I got it from it, because they were just saying they were just going to take his arm. So she's like, "And you'll never see me again after the third syringe." I'm guessing because he's healed and they'll leave, whatever. So then we move on to more of an outbreak with the cop station and them getting calls. And Fergie's in this. I don't know how many of you are old enough to know Fergie. She's in this and one of the first civilians to be taken out by just being mauled. This is one thing I was confused about. Like, she's running around the road because she got attacked and her car broke down. So she's running around trying to flag somebody down to whizzing by her. So you're like, she's gonna get hit. He's just gonna fly over. I mean, this was also stitched. This movie was also stitched with Death Proof, which is all about like a guy killing women with his car. But no, somebody swerves around her, and then she just gets tackled by like 2 zombies, and then 3 others go on top of her. Then just blood squirting and ripping, and they're ripping and the tearing. They're ripping and the tearing. Which I was like, all right, that was cool. She gets dragged off, and then you see Cherry Darling and El Rey off to the side, and they're like, "Oh, they must have pulled a deer carcass off the road. Really, it was Fergie." And later on, you see the nurse doctor with Josh Brolin, his wife. They see Fergie on this table, and her face is perfectly intact, which I think is weird, as she was tackled to the ground and destroyed by these zombies. You'd think they would just maybe recognize her like eye color popping out or something, but no, her whole face was intact, even though she was um I'll say that. I'm gonna coin a new phrase: decapulated. Not decapitated, decapulated, because the top of her head was gone and her brain was missing. So like she's got a bad. So this one's a head case, because she was missing her brain. So that was fun. Just weird that she was still so intact after that, like multi-zombie mauling. And then the movie just ramps up from there, and and just gets grosser, and the zombies are melting. And like I'm sorry, but in the first scene where the gas comes out, it hits like 2 people who are unaffected, because you later find out that Bruce Willis and his men are affected, and how they keep it in check is by exposure to the toxin. But if you're not affected, it hits you like immediately. So when the gas first comes out, there's guys who like run around, their face is melting. One guy literally just pulls off his face and screams, and it looks really good. For that, like, I mean, it's all just goop. Everybody's just goop. And so the movie ramps up, Cherry Darling and El Rey get in a car accident and end up in the hospital, and she loses her leg. Um, mean doctor husband catches up with nurse, realizes that what she was up to, and tries to trap her and uses her own needles against her and numbs her. The TJ, the guy at the diner, has unexpected visitors with zombies, and he invites them in for some barbecue. And they are hungry, but not for barbecue. And so all this is happening at the same time. Um, Wife escapes hospital by jumping out of the window. This girl gets it. Has a rough time. Has a really rough time. Oh my god, she has a rough time. Um, Jumps out of the window. Cherry Darling and El Rey want to leave the hospital, and she has a stump, but they attach like a metal square to, like a metal rod to her stump, um, in case she wants attachments. So he puts like a table leg on her stump somehow. Apparently, if you jam anything to a stump, it's fine. It's good. It's sanitary. It works, and the person's not in absolute agony. So just remember that. Medical advice here on the Roxy Horror Casey Show. Uh, oh, but the poor nurse lady, when she gets to her car and her hands are numb because he stabbed her in the hand multiple times with the needles. The evil doctor husband, stabbed her in the hand multiple times. Her hands go numb, and so she's trying to open her car door. So her hands like in the car door, and then she's trying to push the button with her foot. If you can imagine, just my leg was up. If you didn't see, my leg was up, and she slips. She gets her hand behind the handle so she can pull it when she gets the button, but her foot slips and she just falls, and her hand is stuck in the handle, and it just breaks more. It just breaks, and she screams like, "Ooh, man, Tarantino, you just love to put women through shit and see them persevere and become badasses." But damn, dude, ow, she's already been through enough. Gets in the car somehow, drives it home with her strong hands, gets her son, has him collect all these bugs they likes to keep alive, gets him in the car, they fuck off. Um, Cherry Darling and El Rey fuck off to maybe TJ's, I think, to gather people and get going or try to escape. It's a Tarantino movie. I'm not used to a timeline syncing up, so forgive me. Um, all I really remember from this like transition is battered, well, unfortunate wife nurse to evil doctor husband. She arrives somewhere to try to get some help. Evil doctor husband is there, but she doesn't know that yet. She gets out of the car, hands her son a gun, and was like, "If you see anybody, shoot them." Like, what if it's dad? Especially if it's your dad. Right in the head, shoot them. Don't aim it at yourself. Just shoot them. Shit you not. Woman closes her car door, walks around the car, flashbang. Kid immediately shoots himself. Like, I don't think I've seen that in a movie. Kid immediately just offs himself, playing with the gun, doing exactly what you told him not to. It's a callback to dinner they had when she was like, "Don't play don't play with toys at the table." Like, remember I told you? He goes, "Yeah." She's like, "Don't point the gun in your face." Remember I told you? And just poof, gone. And then she carries his corpse around for a while. Uh, Trauma hits us all in different ways. But I thought they were pretty bold for doing that. They're like, I don't know if it was just realistic storytelling because she did give this like 6-year-old a gun and say, "Hey, don't put it in your face. Protect yourself." Um, like that's going to happen, or if it was just like this is a horrific goopy zombie movie. Realistically, the kid wouldn't make it, but also we don't feel like writing a kid into this movie. So we're opting out of that, and so he's opting out of this movie, except for his carcass for a while that his mom carries around. Until she meets the go-go dancers, and all the go-go dancers get deputized and weaponed up, and it turns into a full grindhouse movie of badass women in skimpy clothes and a sheriff and a guy who has a checkered violent past, known as El Rey. I think it's WRAY, El Rey, and he never misses. I really don't feel like they let him loose enough. Like in that moment where the sheriff who was giving him shit realizes he's El Rey, he's like, give him all the guns, and let him do what he does best. And they walk out the gas station or the restaurant, and he looks down, and Cherry Darling decides to run into the car and get it started for them to escape. And El Rey walks out, and he goes, ugh, and he shoots like 3 of them. And then he was like, everybody back in the building. Like, where was the big shootout? And seeing how like you don't miss and you're like basically Bullseye from Marvel. Like, wherefore art thou shooting thing? And so we don't really get that, but then they all get in the killdozer, which I'm not sure if this is before or after the actual killdozer thing happened. Look it up. A dude who was fed up with like the government or taxes or his insurance claims or some shit, like we all are, spent like 6 months or longer making a killdozer, and called it a killdozer. I don't know if it was him at the news. Probably him though. And he just went on a rampage through a city for a little while, and he armored that thing up so they couldn't get to him at all. He just went on a little ride. So I'm not sure which one came first. I kind of hope the real one came first, and Tarantino was just like, oh no, we're having a killdozer and we're calling it a killdozer. That'd be funny. Just a little sign off to some crazy dude who built like the first like armored vehicle that could withstand a zombie apocalypse. It's fucking brilliant. Um, love that. Love that survival instinct. Um, and then unfortunately they get into they get saved by the military at a bridge, and when there seemed to be like no way to pass it as the whole group comes up there, there's too many zombies. And the weird thing was it just looked like there was like a wall, like they were just congregating at the end of the bridge, and they could have just killed those through them, and everybody who was on like a lesser vehicle could have just like ridden the wave between it, like behind it. So I don't know why that wasn't the option. Um, they would just ran into the military, which maybe that could have been a problem. Anyway, so they got taken by the military down into the base, and they're capped. The guys are all captive. The women are separated, and Quentin Tarantino, as he likes to do, is the super creeper, and has like the work. Gives him. I do love him for this. He gives himself the worst lines. He's like hitting on Jerry Darling, and she's not having none of it. He's like, "Do you know what this is?" She's like, "It's a gun." He's like, "It is like simplicity in physical form. I shoot this, it fires a bullet, kills you." And it's like the weakest tough guy monologue I've ever heard in my life. And it's just perfect because he's just like, oh well, an army rat weasel that thinks he's tough because he has a gun and gets his way. But the really cool effect that they keep going in this movie, and I really love them for it, it is CGI, but it looks really good. And sometimes it's practical, sometimes CGI. It might be a combination of both too. Like they'll be sitting there, like the army guys who are infected with this virus, with this toxin, as they talk. So, like I said before, as they talk, um, they're all infected with it, and the only way to keep from the bad side effects to come around is if they keep huffing it and continuously are exposed to it. It keeps the negative effects away, basically keeps them from melting. But as they're talking, you'll see pustules start oozing up and getting bigger and growing, and slowly, as they're not taking their medicine, not taking in the toxin, they will start to distort and get goopy. Now, this comes into play in one of the grossest, potentially essay scenes there are. Quentin Tarantino's had enough of Cherry Darling and wants her for himself, and beats her up a little bit. But she takes her table leg, hits him across the face, knocks him to the ground. By the way, there is another guy in the room who lets all this happen. Hits him in the face, puts him on the ground, stabs him through the eye with her broken table leg foot. And Tarantino gets back up. And he's like, ooh, I don't know if that would happen. But maybe she didn't stab deep enough. So he gets back up and he's like, all right, I guess I'll just have to be quick about this, because he is stabbed in the eye, very concussed, and now becoming goopy. And he pulls down his pants and everybody's like shocked. And you just see right below his crotch just goop following from between his legs, just pieces, chunks, just falling. And he's like, I guess I'll have to make this quick. It's like, what is there? I'm sorry, but I have to think, like, what is falling from your taint that isn't your whole package, right? Like, what else could be there? Oh, it's all falling from your asshole. Like, it is just continuously slopping into his pants as he shuffles forward. Again, Tarantino giving himself the most dignified roles. He's so selfish that way. Eventually they come in, shoot them all, take out the dudes, the goopy dudes, and rescue the dames. Which is awesome. And then they go out for one big, massive zombie fight, explosions, goop left and right, and all sorts of gobbledygook. And El Rey falls. It's sad, but he falls. And so Cherry Darling has to run out to the sunset. Oh, and TJ and his brother dies. His brother was also trying to figure out his barbecue recipe. His brother would never give it to him. But TJ had sacrificed himself in the army base. And somebody had shot his brother. Actually, Tom Savini shot his brother, which is funny, as a deputy, as a cop. So they die, brothers in arms. And they share their barbecue recipe. I may try to recreate it one day. I wonder if anybody has. There's gotta be. I mean, where's Babish now? That's like his deal, isn't it? Remaking movie and TV show recipes. Maybe that was an episode I missed. I'll have to check that out. Planet Terror sauce. Be good. Which, by the way, there was a fun point when TJ gets rescued and he's like, "Oh my god, that's the perfect thing. That's my sauce. It's missing. It's perfect now," because he was waiting to perfect it again. And he would like, "There's blood in the sauce, buddy." He goes, "Ah, fuck, you're right." Later on, he goes, "It's salt. It's salt in the blood. That's what made it good." But like, if you ate the blood on the counter from you defending yourself, it's most likely infected, right? Like, how did you not get infected by the barbecue sauce? Unless there's like so much garlic and vinegar in there, it probably killed that. If it's Carolina style, it is vinegar based, so that could maybe neutralize the zombie apocalypse. So if pustule goopy zombie apocalypse happens, we're looking at you, Carolinas, for your barbecue sauce and your vinegar magic. So then the movie ends with Cherry Darling riding off into the sunset on a camel or a horse in the desert, like Moses, finding people, finding survivors. going off and has a child because they got busy for a quick moment. Very classy scene. Um, and then one zombie pops out like a dune at her, and she whips out like a oh, forgot to mention the best part about the movie. At some point, El Rey gives Cherry Darling a like an M16 attachment for her leg. Like she has a gun leg for the rest of the movie, and she waves it at everybody, and they just get deaded every time she lifts her leg, like the most deadly dog piss in the world. So at the end of the movie, she has a chain gun leg to take out one zombie. Like, I know you have a chain gun leg, and that is very badass and very useful and very great. One, where is the chain for it? The ammo you need for that damn thing. Two, there's no like one ass cheek has got to get huge carrying that thing around. And three, you should at least still have a sidearm, man. Like for one zombie, you need a sidearm. You can't break out the chain gun every time. Like that's so impractical, especially if you need to preserve ammo and gunfire and power fire. You got to sidearm that stuff, man. Anyway, good movie. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. It's a good one. It's fun. It's goopy. It's gory. It's outlandish. It's over the top. It's great. The writing is just as cheesy as it needs to be, and all the actors just look as cheesy and over the top as they need to be, and it's just a fun movie. I'm glad I watched it again, and it probably should be more of a classic. I feel like it kind of fell to the wayside, after it came out. Like it just kind of disappeared. Like nobody really talked about the Grindhouse double feature, Death Proof, and Planet Terror for a while after they came out. Probably because it was like me, like it was the first time I was shown something really grotesque, like the pustule zombies. Like we probably just saw like 28 Days Later and like Shaun of the Dead. Not used to all the and then Death Proof is pretty fucked up. I just watched that for the first time not too long ago. Everybody told me I should, and it was like this concept pretty messed up. Great femme fatale movie, but like, yeah, weird. So anyway, yeah, that's number 14, Planet Terror, Zombie Edition, 31 and 31, Nights of Horror and Halloween. Catch us more, Instagram, YouTube. This is audio on YouTube, so congratulations. Thanks for being here. And keep watching, because this is going out tomorrow. But we're going to keep doing it all month. So watch the movies, check out our review, converse with us. Let us know what you thought. All right. Stay spooky. Love you all.